This isn't wise. You can't see a damn thing. Check your inventory. What have you got in the way of torches, ain't it?
No, I don't have any torches.
Oh, dear, yeah. Corvus literally can't see where anything in front of him. He's seeing in pitch blackness.
Sounds like a Corvus problem.
You are soaked in blood. Fair enough, I should point out you may not be thinking clearly because you are grievously wounded.
Might have got a bit lightheaded.
Well met, adventurer. Grab a flagon of mead and listen to some of the tales from the Crypts of Skragg. Today's tale is part 2 of VivaLaRevoluotion.
So, what spells are you preparing?
I will do... Can I do detect magic? If I prepare it, does it become more potent?
Yeah, absolutely.
All prepare does is if you were to prepare detect magic, you would be able to cast it as an action and use a spell slot rather than having to spend 10 minutes to cast it.
Oh, okay. Well...
That's really the only difference.
I won't bother. I think that's only useful in investigations when you have a lot of time anyway. So in that case, I will do Mage Armor, I will do Magic Missile, I will do Burning Hands, I will do Thunder Wave, and I will do Fog Cloud. Should I paste it into the chat?
Yes, that'd be super duper if you could do that.
If you have the spell character sheet open, do you have that open?
Spell character? I don't know.
Sorry, I said that poorly. Here, if I do this, do you have that?
Yeah.
Those little dots along the side of each line, you can click on them to colour them in, and the idea is you colour in the ones that are prepared.
Right.
So it's just like an easy tool to note which ones are prepared. If that makes that easier for you, rather than having to post them.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
Alright, while you do that, I'm just quickly sorting something out on the map side of things. I'll be as quick as I can. Chris, what are you currently doing?
Just double checking what my spells do.
Cool, that's great. Everyone get that already?
Yeah. I think you will have the same issues that I have with divination magic in this game. And trying to come up with ways to...
Easy.
Yeah, well the way the game spells them out, you can pretty much just figure out exactly where someone is. Which I think is quite silly.
Yeah. So describe it to me. What does it say about divination magic?
I mean, so divination magic, the way you go through it in D&D, there are spells that pretty much what's it called? Scrying, right? Which is a spell that gets abused because the wording of the spell is really frustrating. But it allows you to see and hear a creature that is on the same plane of existence as you, right? And realistically that could be okay. You could see them and hear them, but you're not necessarily going to know where they are. But the spell doesn't tell you that, and that means that it gets abused because people will then use that to be oh, what's around them? What can I see near them? And shit like that. So divination magic allows you to, spy on people remotely using magic, or trying to determine the location of people. Sometimes the spells are okay where it's you have a rough idea of the direction they're in if you're within a certain distance. I realized halfway through saying it that I couldn't explain to you all of divination and its different spells and then have you have a diviner do something and then also take into account the fact that divination is silly in this game. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's fine. I just want you guys to go to, thank you, Nick, some sort of magic person that will give you a basic clue or a hint that will lead you in the right direction. I don't want someone to go and they're at this address.
Yeah.
And this is their X and Y coordinates.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Howdy.
Yay! Right, okay, cool. So, you have, the only one object of his that you have is the red ball. Right?
Yeah.
And you are heading to the docks. Now, okay, yeah, cool.
Now try and find that site of revolution.
Yeah, literally the barricades. That is literally what's going on right now. Right. So, are you going to try to find a little?
Yeah, I suppose I can throw out like 5 silver to some street diviner and
Or can you?
ask them to tell me what they know.
They might
about
know
the
you're
ball.
wrong.
Right. So you go into like a tent, right? And inside there's like.
Which one of us did we lose?
Steve, you're still here. I was thinking the same thing. What's the time in Australia?
In Western Australia specifically, it is 5:55 p.m.
You're exactly an hour before me.
I thought we were on similar time zones. Similar.
We are. Well, I mean, we're the closest together out of everyone in this game. So if and when I hope when we one day manage to meet up in real life, let's push for Eurasia.
Eurasia?
Not Eurasia. What's the continent we're in? What's the continent of Australia called? Whatever. Round here.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, look, I mean, I think we all have a lot of interest in Japan, to be fair, so I feel like everyone going to Japan would be likely.
That'd be great.
I would love to play around in Japan a little bit, both for sort of like some of the historical things. Like I would really like to go to, what's the name of that city? I know it's gotten popular as a tourist place, and actually it's sort of a divisive topic there amongst locals. But there's a city that's still got a lot of its like historical, like it's still
Is it one of the World War cities?
might have been Okinawa or near it, Nagasaki, maybe. It's a place that like a lot of like the older buildings are still actually there. Like it's famed for.
Oh right. Oh no, probably not one of the ones they dropped the bomb on.
I can't remember which
maybe.
one it was.
Maybe Kyoto.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of places I'd like to visit, and I will not pretend that I don't also want to go and spend a couple of days in Shinjuku.
Yeah.
I absolutely want to go and dig around in Shinjuku.
it's. Oh man. Yeah, I used to go to Shinjuku. Right. I'm gonna move back to Tokyo this coming year. I'm not maybe or near Tokyo, sort of Chiba. At least where I'll be, it'll be not too far. I mean, you could commute there in a day without having to book a hotel. I need to get my act together, really get a good career, buy a house, and then I can put you guys up. Welcome back, Steve.
Hello there, Stephen.
You're silent.
Yeah. I know. I won't pretend that I'm not. Yeah, Japan just fascinates me in a lot of ways. A lot of places fascinate me, but Japan is one that I've always just known. Too much anime, I suppose. But then there was like I think one of the shows that really got me interested in like
Rejoice, I've returned!
Hey, Howdy!
Oh, welcome back.
I've been really fascinated by the idea of like it seems like it's very common for there to be like very hole-in-the-wall, tiny little bars and restaurants where it's like 5 people can be like barely seated in the room. I'm fascinated by those kinds of places.
That's the normal restaurant here. It's crazy. I think it's they do like a really low tax economy, and they really encourage that kind of thing through their system.
I'm fascinated by the idea of just visiting a bunch of those little places. They just seem interesting. And Japanese cuisine. I would love to take the time to go up and down Japan and just see the regional differences. Try local cuisine. Preferably not that weird fermented fish thing, though. That's not happening.
Those little fish things, the little fish sweets are quite nice.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Not the big flat greasy one that was disgusting as all fuck that made me almost puke. No, the little ones were quite nice.
Huh. Well, I'm sure there are a variety of fish-flavored sweets, and just statistically speaking, they can't all be bad.
Right. So, Chris, how long is it until you attune to your sword?
All I need is a period about as long as a short rest. A short rest period. I think. I can never remember the exact. It's usually about an hour of basically non-activity, like not doing anything particularly strenuous.
So you can't use it yet. The minute you just have it as a short sword, as all the normal short sword stats.
Yeah, just at least an hour sitting around doing mostly nothing.
Okay. So, the old lady, middle-aged woman who works behind the desk, looks up and she goes, "Hello, my darling, what can I do for you today? A tarot reading, perhaps?"
Something maybe more specific. I have a belonging here. It belongs to a young man. Can you tell me anything about him? And I'll take out 5 silver pieces to begin with. If you can perform well, maybe I would pay you more, yes?
Well, we got rid of silver pieces because you said it made things too complex. You wanted to stick to just gold pieces.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's okay.
Yeah, it's
right.
1 gold piece.
But that was... yeah. Wait, was that this story?
That was the story, yeah. It's all one big cannon.
Yeah.
So, yeah. She, she takes a look at it, and I assume it's the ball, right?
Yeah.
And she looks at it and she goes... So basically, I'm assuming, like you said, divination is just giving you basic information about the character. It's like the person and where he may be, or what he's experiencing.
Yeah, divination is like, it's broad, but divination magic tends to cover like the typical role of like an oracle. They see the future, the past, and the present, and they can divine details about characters, blah blah blah. Silly.
Anything that she experienced, would you guys experience it as well? Like, if it was like particularly strong magic, would like the effect of it also affect you?
I think that depends on you. That's your decision. To the extent of like what they tell, like again, divination gets really silly in this game. So.
Okay, that's cool. So yeah, she. Okay, so she grasps the ball, takes it in her hand, and she goes, "Oh, I'm getting a very strong negative energy from this. Oh, very strong indeed. Oh, most disturbing."
I'm gonna go ahead and cast detect magic so I can know that she's actually casting something.
Yeah, she's not bullshitting you. She takes it and she goes, "From a young lad, you say? Oh, this is most dire. Yes, I am detecting a strong negative presence from this object. In fact, I think it's meant to be... Oh my. Oh, it's not a ball. I know that for much. It's not used for sport. I know that. And I'm detecting a terrible, terrible psychic presence. Oh no! Oh. Right, and as she's saying this and grasping her head, you hear a noise. Like, it sounds ominous and terrible, like horns almost. I'm going to post the noise in as soon as I export the MP3 file. Scary noise. Hold on, I'm saving that too. You hear a terrible noise emanating from like the psychic void. Like she throws it against you and she goes, "It's not a ball. I know that much, and it's evil. It's evil, I say." And you hear a sound, and I'm gonna post that sound. Yeah, you just hear it for a second, and it goes. Like it's the psychic presence of what she was bringing brought forth a noise, and then it went.
Do I hear this?
Yes, for a second you hear sounds like possibly a whistle. For a second, and then it's gone. And she goes, "I know that it is not a ball, and I know it is evil. And that's as much as I can tell you."
Yeah, that didn't seem right when we found it. I've never seen anything quite like it.
Indeed, very curious. Well, you said that she definitely was casting magic, right? Like, I could see that.
Definitely, she was definitely casting magic. In fact, the fact that you heard that noise would be evolved as a magical thing.
I'll pass her another gold coin and, well, your service is appreciated. You're not a liar.
Please, just leave. That was most disturbing. Oh, I'm all frazzled. I'm closed for the day. Leave!
As we step out, I'll just be like, well, this is certainly not something that is, this is certainly not foreshadowing.
Right.
Did that horn sound like something we know, by the way? Like...
No. Do you know it? Do you recognise it at all?
It sounds to me like a siren.
Sounds like a boat's horn, like the... Sounds like a boat. What kind of boats exist in this timeline?
We're at like beginning French Revolution sort of period. So you got muskets, you got basic, very early steam engines, sort of thing. We're not traditional D&D. We've reached like gunpowder, muskets, literally Les Mis sort of period.
So that is a boat horn?
Who knows? Who even knows?
Alright, well, suddenly the boy has gotten himself involved in some dangerous things. Maybe something...
God, do you know what? I just realised I should have given you guys some sort of photograph to go on, shouldn't I? I should have given you something to recognise the way he looks, otherwise you could give it any elf and you never fucking find him. I'm going to say that I should have told you this is me being a bad DM. When you were there was a family portrait, so you know what he looks like. He's a young, scrawny, thinny little fucking elf boy.
Mm-hmm. In other words, street meat for the wrong kind of criminal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's gonna get fucked. But yeah. Okay.
By the way, Driscoll, have you spent much time at court with the nobles?
Yes, I do spend time with them. Why do you ask?
I was just very curious about the power play back at the school. Just about every noble in the city is now going to know that the boy is missing.
Seems like he didn't make many friends there, unfortunately. And I'm sure... Well, I imagine the parents of the other students aren't helping as much as they might.
I'm just
Perhaps
curious as to, yeah. I wonder if any of this, Elder Stag's rival nobles will show their hands now.
Right, so as you're having this discussion, right, in the background, in the streets, a protest has been forming. Just like yelling, angry mobs, people. People are just getting angry. There's a normal march. The march is becoming quite common near the docks. Because you're approaching the docks now, and this is where, they form marches that just go up and down. They're trying to cause trouble. They're trying to get on the nerves of the gold pauldrons. So the gold pauldrons will inevitably start beating the shit out of them, and then it gets worse, and then it's literally to the barricades sort of time, you know? And this happens pretty commonly around here in the docks. Do you guys have any other leads, or should I use the plot hook and just drag you along somewhere? Is there any other ideas you want to pursue?
I mean, as we see them, I'll just turn to say, I wonder if we could find anyone willing to sell them weapons. You know, make a profit off this situation.
Yeah, maybe. So... I mean, is that something you're trying to offload?
Just thought I might
I don't know where we can get weapons from. Maybe there is a place. I might know someone.
While you're calmly having this discussion, gold pauldrons start just running up to them and start beating the shit out of them, and a fight breaks out. And this is pretty normal. This is pretty mundane. Amongst their number, you see, running past them, you see, for a split second, what looked like Driscoll running into a back alley. Not Driscoll, fuck it, that's you. You see, what did I say his name was?
The boy.
Defril. You see what you think might be Defril running into a back alley. It could be any young elf boy, really, but it looks a bit like him.
That seems exceptionally convenient. Should we follow?
I think we better run.
Okay, so, you see... But quick question, how long can you guys keep on playing for?
Not much longer, I'm getting hungry.
Drax! Big old expression with not any goddamn combat, this is annoying. Damn it. So the plot...
No, but how, I mean...
Let's go, mate, do. It's cool.
If you can get us into combat within the next 20 minutes, I'm happy to stick around for as long as combat takes.
Are you boys available tomorrow morning?
No.
Oh, fuck it. That's worth a try. Let's get a say, because if you guys are available tomorrow, George is available tomorrow, we could do a double bill. And I could just
Yeah, unfortunately, I have plans this Saturday and the next.
Okay, that's fine.
And after that, maybe.
Yeah, you find your way into... you see him running to a back alley, and you see him lift up... he sees you, and he knows you're chasing him. And he lifts up a sewer grate, and he jumps in. You guys want to follow him into the sewer?
He jumps into the sewer? Not something a normal member of the nobility does. Either he's desperate or he's someone else.
Well,
but the thing is...
it's possible if he is actually working with these revolutionaries. Seems a good place to hide your operations. But I don't think that they will respond well to our presence down there. If this is the case, I'm wondering if maybe we should plan our entrance.
You're right. Let's look at the situation calmly. We've got a location now. Maybe we can find some maps for these sewers. Let's go to the town office, get them, make sure we know our entrances and exits, arm ourselves better.
I was thinking maybe we could disguise ourselves, ingratiate ourselves to the revolutionaries and find the boy.
VivaLaRevoluotion!
I was gonna say, you're discussing this, and in the background, there's just people beating the fuck out of each other. You see the kid run to the sewer, and you stop and you go, well, maybe we can make friends with revolutionaries. In the background, it's like, to the barricades!
I click my fingers. Aha! Actually, I do in fact have something. Maybe. I do have a spell called Disguise Self. But I can only cast it on myself.
Well, I'll have to... I mean, if you disguise yourself as a revolutionary, maybe you can get the clothes off another revolutionary. And I can... You know...
The fighting's pretty raucous, right? Like, everyone's mixed together. They're all... Like, you could probably get in there and get out and no one's really gonna know it was you.
I mean, I do look a bit pompous.
Who's seen Les Mis, right? It's pretty heavy fighting out there. There's guys beating the shit out of each other. There's, you know...
Is there some random poor fool on the side of the road near the entrance to this alley, unconscious?
No, but there's a battle behind you. If you want to like drag a dead body over, you probably could.
Oh, I suppose then I'll say, perhaps we could find an unconscious fool or dead fool in the street. It's a bit risky.
Yeah, I'll do it. Scan my eyes across the street. Is there anyone, especially someone lying near an alleyway, who I could easily move to a shadow?
Absolutely, you could find there's like a guy that's been shot in the head. He's had a single musket shot directly in his head, and he is lying on the floor dead.
Oh, thank you, Lord.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm saying this.
Oh yeah,
there's a bunch there's a bunch of workers like quickly assembling a bunch of like a barricade of chairs, and yeah. So you're literally going to change out your clothes into the clothes suitable.
Yeah. I'm going to put on one of those fancy red jackets. I'm going to take off anything identifying that I have. I've forgotten. Do I have a hat? Let me look at my character sheet again. I do have a hat. So the hat can... Well, I'm not wearing it in the character sheet, but I do. And my little cloak and whatever the fuck I've got around my waist. George always gives me those. Elves seem to have them a lot. Those things, they're off. I'll bump them up. Stick them... under my tunic, my new red tunic, and yeah, that'll do.
How long do you guys think it takes you to get ready and change?
I mean, it'll take me 3 minutes.
I can snap my fingers and turn in whenever I want.
Right, okay. So you, I'm posting now Bear Rodeo. If you could just load up the Bear Rodeo page and then load up the put the code in.
And you hear the people singing
the songs of angry men.
The people who
will not be slaves again. Hear the beating of the heart, echoes the beating of the drum. There is the oh fuck it, I almost had it. God damn it!
Very good to remember every lyric, and then you forget one, and then
when tomorrow comes.
Did you post? Is it the same Owl Bear Rodeo as before?
I posted the code. Just go to continue campaign and then put that code in. You should take.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Quick question. The races of this city. There's gnomes, humans, elves. Any other races? Is this quite like mixed?
There is the occasional orc, but orcs don't come here often. They get pretty badly persecuted. It's a pretty mixed race city, to be frank. It is mostly elf and human though, since they're the ones that colonize the city. The higher races tend to be elves or human. The people on the street mostly human, occasionally gnome, dwarves. And the gnomes and dwarves have their own little quarters, their own little bits. It's like gnome town, dwarf town, but dwarf town's underground.
Alright. Then when I disguise myself, I'll disguise myself into a disheveled half-elf man who looks underfed, greasy and dirty in ragged clothing, with that arm banner, the red and black banner that they've got. That's my appearance.
Yep. Okay, so in the 3 minutes it took you guys to get ready and prepare and calm down, he is long gone. He came in here running. He is somewhere in the sewer, but he's gone. But you do hear something moving in the sewer. Now, it's genuinely well known that the sewers tend to have a large amount of shitty little creatures in it. Let's have a look. So, approaching you is a giant rat. So if I just pop that into... That's a low-level thing that you guys can take on, right? That's not going to get you guys killed. Rodents of unusual size?
Maybe. I've seen rats kill people.
But either that or it's going to be one of those Kulu Toa, the ones that are normally meant to be in swamps, but they just end up in the warm shit water. Kulu Toa.
Right.
Right, which is fish person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit more suitable, right? Right, it's a little fish guy, so I'm going to post that into the chat so you can see what that is. These guys are very common in the sewers. They hang out in the shit waters. Toa, and I'm going to choose a token to represent them. I've got their stats right. Where's the Owlbear Rodeo? I have so many tabs open, holy fuck. Okay, and I'm going to pick a tab here, and I'm going to add that to combat. There we go, and look, it forms the size of a token, of a square.
Perfect.
Yes, right, okay, cool. Now I'm going to go to head. And I'll just turn the thing off. Ignore that, sorry, that was my press on the button. C sub AQ token. Just the one. There we go, it's there. And we immediately end up in combat. How long do you have to go, my dear Joe?
I'll stay another half hour, if we can...
Half an hour, excellent, fantastic. Right, remind me, how do we roll for initiative again, my dear Chris?
So,
We roll dexterity, right?
yep, just roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier. Or, rather, on your character sheet, there should be something that says INT or initiative. No, it just says initiative.
Okay, well I'm gonna roll the d20 then for the boys who have no plus 4, and his initiative is 5, which is ridiculously shit. So he's gonna move last. You're probably just gonna kill him as soon as you walk in.
I rolled a 3.
What's your plus though? What's your plus for dex?
I have no plus, I have no dexterity bonus. I am, well and truly, a wizard.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna put him. It's great. You guys just stare at each other for a minute. And you're a 7. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna put you there on the dex thing. Okay, cool. And it's your go first. So if you want to do something,
My go?
you can move as well. Yes.
Right. So, regarding that, I'm in control of Corvus for some reason.
You can move any token.
You can move any token.
Yeah, you can probably
No,
grab yours.
I can't move my own token.
Oh,
Are you sure?
I am
That's
sure.
weird. That is odd.
I can only move Corvus.
on
And-
the...
I can't move the monster either.
I can move the monster.
Okay, well,
On that side panel to the right.
Yep.
Have you selected the hand?
The fist kind of hand. Oh no, the hand. Yeah. The drag tool. Yeah,
That's highlighted?
it is. And I can move Corvus anywhere. I can rename Corvus and I can rotate Corvus.
I'm going to place a new thing, right? Try moving that one.
Nope. It's only Corvus.
Okay, change of plans. This is going to be Joe's moving token, right? And you put that where you want, and I'll move your character appropriately. And then I will give I'll create a second Corvus just for Corvus. So I'm going to delete this.
I mean, you could
It's
just
a bit
call
weird, but
this
it's fine.
Corvus Joe and let Joe move the Corvus. And then have another Corvus named Corvus that is mine. Instead of having more
There
than
you
2
go, there's your
tokens.
Corvus. And
I do feel like
Yeah.
you'd be under quite a lot of burden if we did it that way, Steve.
yeah, it's cool.
I'm happy
And
to
then
do it, but
this
that would
goes-
take just be a lot of work for you.
Right, I'm just going to call it Joe, and I'm going to put your HP on there. Joe, HP. What is your HP? It's Duke Driscoll HP 7.
Oh, Wait, sorry, Joe.
Yeah, it is.
Did we do your health when you leveled? You would have actually more health.
Ah, okay. How much health is it?
You roll 1d6.
I would love to have more health.
You roll 1d6 and add your Constitution modifier.
Okay, I'm gonna do it in the Albert Rodeo. 1d6. Sorry, that was invisible. I'll do it another one so that you can see it. Let's do that again. Same score anyway. 2 plus my Constitution modifier, which is +1, so that's 3. So I have 10 hit points.
You have a total of 10 hit points now.
Excellent. 10 HP. 10. Corvus, what's your HP? You add that as well to yours.
I already did mine the other week. Mine's is 11.
11. Excellent. Now you guys can survive a little better. Okay, and the creatures, his hit points is a 4d8, so I'm just gonna quickly look that up. Right, it's your turn. You can ignore the squares of the tiles of the original map. Focus on the tile, the big square grid. So yeah, you can see the. Yeah, cool. And you should be automatically clicking to it anyway.
Okay, well, I'm gonna run sideways. I am automatically clicking to it. And then I'm going to do a firebolt. Oh, take that.
What is your movement anyway? It's
30 feet. So 6 squares if we're using the same system as before.
Cool, 6 squares, fantastic. And you just roll a firebolt and see if it hits.
Right, just so I just got to look at my character and remind myself what I've got to roll. Firebolt is attack bonus +5, so I roll a d20 +5, right?
Just making sure you know as well, Joe, you can attack and move in any combination, so you can move, attack, and move up to the full amount of 30 feet.
I did a roll in the Discord and I got a 7.
Okay, that's it's upper class. Yeah, it's upper class. It's 13, so that's a no.
Okay.
That's his natural armor. So that's a miss.
Then,
that's a.
Wait a second. Before my turn ends, I might want to run away. Just a second. Going back to it. I moved 1, 2, 3, 4. I pointed to 5, 6. I'll move back here just in case. That puts me out of range. I don't know what his speed is. My turn has ended.
Cool. By the way, can you move, attack, then move, or does it have to be one then the other, Chris?
No, he said anything.
So, the way you're supposed to think about it is a character is doing something within 6 seconds. There is no rule about you can move and then attack. It's a scene that takes place in 6 seconds. So you would more be best to think about it as he ran to the side, fired a firebolt, and then continued to run. Rather than like a video game, I ran to the square and turned and fired and then ran back. But yes.
I'm going to post the stats of... Sorry,
I'll bear that in mind for future movements.
I'm going to post the stats of the creature, so we all know that I'm doing this as we should. Right. Okay, cool. Its movement is...
Same. 6 squares.
6 squares. Awesome. Cool. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it immediately goes to attack you. So its attack is...
That's a nice
bite
hello.
Or spear. Okay, so it's got a spear, right? So it goes to attack you. What's the 2 hit on this? So it's +3. So I roll a d20 with a +3 to hit. Okay, cool. So I go back to Albert. So clear that. Roll a d20. So that's 12 +3. What's your armor class?
13/16. 13. So I haven't used. I think we decided 16 was mage with mage armor, which I haven't used yet.
Okay, so yeah, he hits you. The damage he does with his spear is 1d6 +1. Right. So you get 1d6 +1 damage. So shit happens. People
In
die.
Russia, fish spear you.
Yeah, okay, that's exactly it. You get 7 damage. Wow. So you fire the firebolt, it runs up to you and immediately skewers you with a spear, doing 7 damage. So, your HP was 10, did you say? So, so that gives you 4 HP, if I'm doing that correctly.
No.
You said 7 damage?
10
7 damage.
minus
Yeah,
7. That's right.
3. Oosh. Yeah, so he runs up and immediately skewers you. Oh, what an embarrassing way to die. Okay, it is now.
I'm not dead yet, motherfucker.
Well, he's immediately taken quite the large hit, and I was going to reserve my spell and cast a firebolt, but I think in this case, I shall go ahead and have an option of 2 things here.
It's a really good job we leveled up the health. Otherwise, I would literally be dead.
I shall cast a Ray of Sickness. So I pull from my component pouch this collection of goopy, gross mass that immediately, even inside of the sewer, stinks really bad. And I mash it in between my fingers. And then I grab my dagger and I run my fingers across the dagger. And as I do, a small ball of light, a bead of greenish, sickening light appears in front of the blade. And then as this ray just blasts at the Kuatoa. And I need a roll to hit.
No, it reeks!
It's pretty horrific.
You're already in the sewers. This place already smells pretty badly. They display the water as being blue, but it's not blue.
Alright, I rolled a natural 20 for a total of 25. Okay.
That's going to do an extra bit of damage, yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 ways of it. It's either double dice or just double the number of the damage roll.
We're doing double dice is more fair, wouldn't you say?
I don't know. Double dice has a potential for higher or lower, whereas just doubling the dice number is probably simpler.
Double dice, baby.
Alright. Oh. Yeah, okay.
Was that too complex?
No. Well, this spell does 2d8 poison damage, so it's now 4d8.
Do it.
Alrighty.
Roll those bad boys.
4d8. 18 points of damage.
Okay, you immediately... He skewers you and then immediately... Was it your dagger you threw it in, wasn't it? It was
not a dagger. I pulled out my dagger and I drew this greasy slime across the dagger, and then as that happened, a small bead of greenish light appeared in front of me and then blasted him with a ray of sickening green light.
Ah, okay. Well, that takes his head clean off. The spear is still indented inside Duke Driscoll's body, but the dead body slumps to the ground. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a d20 roll to figure out exactly how many... Actually, no, I'm going to do a d6 roll to figure out how many of these things are in the sewer. Okay, cool. Actually, you guys all fucking saw that. Let me put that on private and try again. Okay, that's how many of these fuckers are in the sewer. Okay, I'm going to start placing them randomly in the map. There's also loot and stuff in here, but you may not be in a suitable medical, way to carry on exploring. But that is what's currently going on. The boy was seen running in here. Where he is, who knows? This creature is dead. If you want to search the body for loot, give me a roll and we'll see what you find. Combat is currently over since you've not found any other monsters.
Yay! Survived.
You're good, my friend. You seem to have been
Hey, you're
stabbed.
fucked up.
Oh, it is but a scratch.
Yes, that gaping, gushing wound is but a scratch, of course.
I roll a d20, I got an 8 for searching this fish for loot.
You rolled, how much did you get?
8 out of 20.
8. Okay. That's going to give you a low-level item. Yeah, it's not going to be great. Give me another d20 roll, please.
It is 19.
Oh, that's a nice one. Okay, cool. I'm going to give you a... he was carrying on him a potion, right? It doesn't have any labels on it whatsoever, but it appears to be a thick oil, right? So there is a potion with a thick oily substance inside it. Might be good, might be shit, you don't know. You have a potion of oily substance.
Alright. Oily stuff. Cool.
Right, you're gonna have to do something about your health. Fair warning. I mean, you can carry on and go ahead, but you're not gonna last long.
Well, firstly, I'm going to use Mage Armor now to raise my armor
Okay.
class to 16. That's an action I can.
Fantastic. But your guts are basically falling out.
Yeah, I wish I knew a healing thing, but I don't.
Do keep in mind, at any point, if you want to just leave the dungeon and call it quits for the day, and then decide to come back here at a later point and search for him again elsewhere in the city, you totally can.
No, well, not yet. I want to find this boy.
Darkness is... By the way, everywhere that's not lit up is too dark to see. So, you put on mage armor. Is anyone doing anything else?
I'm trying to see if I have anything that could give us light. I don't think I have anything.
And you're not an elf, are you?
No, I am. Oh, that's something to keep in mind, actually. By the way, Stephen.
Yep.
Joe can actually see in darkness.
I do have that going for me.
There's something
your
called
guts are
dark
falling
vision.
Well, that has nothing to do with it, does it, Steve?
Essentially, he can see in the dark up to a range of 60 feet. Not in full color. It's basically in like black and white, and greys. But can see out to 60 feet as though it were.
How many squares is that?
Oh wait, no, sorry, that's the spell. Sorry, I got the wrong one.
Okay.
That's the spell. We don't want the spell. Oh my god. Okay, what is this? I'll grab the book because these Google searches are actually just making it really obscure. It's a really simple fucking answer. Okay.
Just check.
So-
These creatures can move 6 places in a turn, right?
If they have 30 feet of movement, yes.
Yes. Cool. Right. Carry on.
Okay. You can see in dim light within 60 feet of you as if it were bright light, and in darkness as if it were dim light. Which means...
Wait a minute. There is a metal fence that you've missed.
Oh.
See? Yeah, that's fine. There's a gate here, but that is a metal fence. There you go. So yeah, you can see through that. That's great. I'll just
Poke my big ears through there.
cool. Yeah.
but I cannot see anything.
Oh, the sound of my voice!
Yeah. This isn't wise. You can't see a damn thing. Check your inventory. What have you got in the way of torches, Amy?
No, I don't have any torches.
Oh dear. Yeah. Corvus literally can't see where anything in front of him. He's seeing in pitch blackness.
Sounds like a Corvus problem.
You are soaked in blood. Fair enough, I should point out you may not be thinking clearly because you are grievously wounded.
Might have got a bit lightheaded.
Driscoll, my friend, I think maybe we should rethink our plan. Maybe go buy a torch or something.
Well, I mean, look, we could look at the downsides and all the things we don't have, but this is a beautiful underwater river.
Driscoll, you're
And it's
bleeding
a nice
out, my
day
friend.
for a stroll.
I think you're in need of immediate medical attention. If you get caught, I can't help you. I don't know where you are.
Must we go back? Well, I have to say I don't feel like going alone, so if you would prefer, we can take a little rendezvous up top.
Yes, well, at least to buy a torch and we can come back down. I cannot see. Oh, hello, my friend.
You see him, you realise how utterly fucked up he is. There is there's a gaping hole in his fucking chest. There's blood fucking everywhere. He's oozing.
It might be worthwhile
Splish, splash, splish, splash.
dressing less like a commoner before we go up, just in case
Ah. At least the coat hides the blood.
Yes.
Take off the coat. Okay, well let's get changed and go up top.
Right, okay, cool. Do you want to end it there for the day, or is that...
Yeah, let's end it there.
Cool. Cool,
Just say,
excellent, fantastic.
as we're coming out, it's like, you would really think that as a human being, I would immediately be like, we're going to the sewers, I need some kind of source of light. But I didn't think of that. Of course.
I'm very disappointed in the lighting down here.
Yes.
Ending it there, I'll just quickly say that do keep in mind, the only clue you've got to go on is the fact that he's scribbled things on walls. You have the red bull, but you don't know what the red ball is for, but you know it's not a ball. You know it's definitely not a normal ball. You heard a screeching horn-like noise when Lady had psychic trance, and he was seen running into the sewers in the docks, and the docks is where the communist revolutionaries are. If you guys don't think of anything, then that's fine. I will think of plot hooks to drag you in the right direction. But that's what you can think about until the next game. Yeah, I hope you had fun.
Yeah.
Oh, don't all compliment me at
Totally.
once. It's fine. Take your turn.
Yeah, it was a rollicking adventure.
Yeah, I mean, I just enjoy playing this character a little bit. I don't know how you guys feel about him, but I have fun with it, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a little salty, he's... crafty.
My god, I wonder at what point we'll be able to fight monsters and not immediately have to run away. Soon, hopefully.
Maybe. I mean... Yeah.
Oh, you get XP for that. I'm going to be generous and give XP to everyone because you got the experience of being stabbed. So let's see how many XP you get for that. For killing.
I mean, this did go better than before. If I'd been level 1, I would have died then.
Yeah, you get 50 XP for the Kuatoa. So add that to your XP. Yes, absolutely.
How much was it, sorry?
5-0.
Not much, but there you go.
So now my total XP is 400.
How much you need to be level 3?
Level 3... I think it's 900.
Oh, good
wow.
lord. Really?
Like I said, that's I point out, like, this game isn't really... It's really frustrating. It's sort of hard, it doesn't really explain it well. But the game doesn't really revolve around, like, killing lots of things to get experience. Like, it's like that for advanced Dungeons & Dragons, but this game, they sort of rely on, like, the idea of having objectives or goals that you reward players experience for as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The game is a bit... It doesn't explain it well, but yes. Like, if you read any of the pre-built adventures, you'll read through the entire thing, and it'll have, like, if the players successfully do this, or do this thing, or blah blah, there'll be a list of different things. Award the players X amount of experience. And so, the game kind of encourages you to sort of, like, have, like, few large encounters, rather than, like, monster after monster, but then sometimes an encounter would be monster after monster. It's yeah.
Your personal goal is to find the boy, but what is other personal goals do you want to give yourself as a character? That you might. Do you have anything you want to, like, an elaborate backstory where you go, oh, actually, I was a prince and then I needed to find the.
Well, this is a little more prosaic than that, but I would really like to fix the roof on my apartment. I mean, house.
Fix the roof, okay. And how much money would it take to fix the roof of the... Say it's going to be 1,000 gold pieces to fix the entire amount of roof?
Yeah, it's kind of one of those old stately homes, so yeah.
Yeah, that would give you a considerable XP boost. Probably enough to get you to level 3, maybe.
Stephen, you could also think of it like goals for experience being something along the lines of you create an encounter where there is a house, and within that house there is a secret room, and there's also clues throughout that house, and then eventually that house, like, there's something there, and you might have, like, a fight in there somewhere, right? And so the way one of the books might suggest it be is, if the players successfully find this secret room, award them X amount. Or if the players discover this item, like that kind of thing, like it's small amounts of experience for small things.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
Cool.
just to think about, I suppose. There is also an entirely different method of leveling, called milestone leveling, where you essentially just say when the players hit this point in my story, they level up. You do away with experience entirely. But that's a whole different thing, and I've never done that. So.
Okay, cool. Very nice.
But.
Alright then. It'll give me a chance to think about it, but before we go, what are some random things that are going down in the city? What are some random stuff that... And more importantly, what's random stuff that's happening in the world in general that you think is kind of happening?
Oh, there's a shortage of vegetables, which is a problem because they're usually used as part of the traditional food in the festivals.
What's causing the shortage? Or does no one know?
Yeah, I think that people would know. I guess there's a drought out in the countryside. Not too bad here. We've got an aquifer, but it's difficult for farmers to get hold of that water.
Chris, what's another thing that's currently happening? There's nothing anything major, just a thing that you've noticed around the city.
Around the city, jam buns have become popular.
Jam bun. Truly a source of great evil.
I'm not the only one getting hungry.
I am hungry, I'm not gonna lie.
Us and the people of this town.
Right, okay. If you guys think of any other plot details or anything you want to implement in the story, you let me know. Like the other day you said revolution, then suddenly revolution's a big thing that's going down the city. So yeah, anything else comes to mind, you let me know.
Maybe with emerging naval technologies, a couple of large states have begun to squabble over who owns what island where.
That's outside the city. That's international politics. Excellent. If you want to just name different cultures and stuff that are outside the city and the world, then you go ahead and do it. Okay, cool.
Are you thinking of real cultures? Because I'm thinking like
No.
No.
You just put Italy in the game.
No, you just... Like, you can literally tell me, oh, there's the country of Krosniok, which is basically Poland. You know, like,
okay,
you can do that if you want.
I see. We are sticking with the fantasy.
Like, you're making up fantasy stuff, but if you want to say it's basically not the Dutch, you know, you can do that. Cool, because we've got not Karl Marx in it.
Okay.
Well, you can say it's like, and then I come up with some fantasy equivalent.
Yeah, but I mean, you might as well say it's them then, in that case.
It's fine. If you want to come up with some magical stuff, see, for the moment, I'm happy to keep everything inside the city and city related. But in the future, if you ever want to like explore the world map and go to another city, then whatever, you know. Right.
The dwarves own the most powerful naval vessels. They, well, not so much the dwarves, but there is a dwarven nation that is known for making the most powerful naval vessels.
But the underground seas?
There's plenty of dwarves. They don't necessarily have to be underground. Or maybe there's some kind of like strange underground passage, but the underground is beneath the mountain, and like the sea comes into the mountain, and there's like massive cave, and there's like a dwarven city there.
Yeah, there's such a thing as subterranean lakes. So there's a subterranean lake, which is massive, the size of a sea. It's next to one of the two great dwarf cities, who are opposite on either side of it. And they have become known for their naval warfare, and subsequently they create the best ships in the world.
Giant steel juggernauts.
Gunboats. They don't make ships, they make gunboats. They make boats which have nothing but guns on the side.
Ferocious.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's just the thing that exists in the world. Dwarf gunboats. The best gunboats in the world. Right.
Yeah, I can sharpen their axes on those, alright.
In fact, there was a brilliant piece of old hammer with dwarf art that was of exactly that. Old hammer means old warhammer from the 80s.
I can't believe that there's different categories of... They just like said, oh, it's too old now, so it doesn't count.
The dwarves have a special weapon that they're renowned for too. He just lobs a bunch of axes at people like a catapult. Like a ballista, sorry, but it launches axes.
Yeah, that kind of ranged weapon would be great for both land and lake warfare. It kind of fits, because they've got beards like sailors.
I really like the idea of dwarves as being like super industrialized. and just making big things all the time. Just being industrial powerhouses.
They've really developed those forges. I was watching a video on YouTube of somebody who was making iron, and it looked extremely difficult and time-consuming, but it was he was doing it.
My internet keeps dying, it's very frustrating. Yeah, so as I was just saying before the internet disconnected, that yeah, dwarves make the best gunboats in the world. Is there anything else you guys would like to discuss before I go?
No, I'm good.
Cool. It's been an absolute pleasure playing with all of you. You're all amazing. Yeah. Cool. I will catch you all later. I assume this is all well saved. You can send that to George. I'd appreciate it. Chris?
Yes. I'll get it to him.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Right. I will catch you all later then.